Love that. DJ Quick was a beast at that, man. He had sounds going on everywhere. And I just love to listen to that because it shows how much you put into the track. It's kind of like cooking. You ever taste someone's food and you like, man, I know I taste something in this. He put some of this in there, she put some of that in there, and it's all coming together. It's like it's similar. You know, they took the time to really season the track, if you will, and get the track right. All right, when you listening to if you listen to music with a producer's ear, it will sound like it's in 3D. The more you listen to it, the more you'll pick up the skill. Welcome to the Platinum Lyrics and Beats podcast. I'm your host, Trey Boy. I teach aspiring music producers how to create and sell dope beats online without the confusion and frustration of wondering where to start. What's up, aspiring music producers? Today we're going to go over some games, some valuable tips for music producers just getting started. All right, I'm going to share some things with you I feel would help you on your music production journey. Today I want to share with you the top 5 tips I believe every music producer, every new music producer should have. All right, some of us have already been producing for a while, and some of us have been, producing for a little time, and some of us are just getting started. Can't forget about the guy just getting started, man. So here's my top 5 tips I believe new music producers should have. Well, before we get started, if you ever wanted to make the road you're traveling on easier or get to your destination faster, it would be wise to find someone that has already traveled that road and take their advice and instructions if you want to get to where they are or where they've been. It just makes sense. Before we start, let's deal with that first. Sure, we all know that we can get to where we want to be. That's fine. But don't you want to get there without, the confusion and frustration? Don't you want to get there without spending unnecessary money or spending unnecessary time? If you have someone that's saying, hey, this is the way you do this, it just makes sense for us to, take heed to that. So just want to share that with you. All right. With that being said, let me start with the top 5 tips all new music producers should have. All right. All right. The first one would be to be inspired. Okay. So when you first start to produce music, you're going to find out when you're inspired, the creativity juices are flowing. Things work out a lot better when you are inspired. Okay, so where do you go to get inspiration from? That's a question. That's something you need to be aware of. The way I get inspiration is by listening to different types of genres. All right, I get excited because I hear the new sounds and the new production styles of the songs that's not familiar to me. So that may be jazz. That may be I listen to a lot of Hispanic music. Sometimes I listen to that. I love all type of music and instruments, but I implement that, believe it or not, in my R&B music, my hip hop music, my pop music. When I'm producing, I use that. All right. It's good to listen to music you're not used to listening to because it would bring a fresh new vibe to what you're already doing. For example, okay, I'm going back. Some of y'all may know the producer Mannie Fresh. All right, if you check out with the Hot Boys, New Orleans. What's up, Louisiana? If you check out Mannie Fresh's old tracks, you can hear opera sounds mixed with hip hop tracks. Okay. I don't recall another producer using those opera sounds before him. All right. He picked it up and ran with it and made some hits with it. All right. Don't lock yourself in the box. Listen to all genres. Make sure that you get inspired for what you're listening to, or you will get inspired for what you're listening to if you love music and you are, a music producer. All right, number 2, work with what you got. Don't get frustrated because you don't have all the equipment that you want right now. As you know, the essentials that we need is the DAW, the headphones, all right, an audio interface, and a computer. You can either sample instruments using your DAW, or if you have samples on your computer, you can use that. A MIDI controller won't hurt. I would say get a MIDI controller, but I've seen producers produce beats without a MIDI controller. So it's all about what you have. Rock what you got until you can get what you want. All right. Number 3, study. Study. Okay. I'll give you an example of some of the producers I grew up listening to. Growing up, I listened to producers like DJ Quick, Dr. Dre, Rick Rubin, Timbaland, Pharrell, and a lot of other super producers. Ant Banks, these are guys who were actually musicians. And you don't have to be a musician to produce tracks. But it doesn't hurt to know how to play an instrument while you are producing music. It doesn't hurt. All right. Still to this day, I listen to when I'm listening to different music that comes out. If I download an album, I'm listening to how the drums are panned left and right. Certain sounds I hear, how the kick stands out in the mix, the way the beat drops, those quiet little sounds you hear faintly throughout the track. I love that. DJ Quick was a beast at that, man. He had sounds going on everywhere. And I just love to listen to that because it shows how much you put into the track. It's kind of like cooking. You ever taste someone's food and you're like, man, I know I taste something in this. He put some of this in there. She put some of that in there, and it's all coming together. It's like it's similar. They took the time to really season the track, if you will, and get the track right. All right. When you listening to, if you listen to music with a producer's ear, it will sound like it's in 3D. The more you listen to it, the more you'll pick up the skills, all right? And the more you pick up the sounds, the more you do it, and you'll figure out different methods of, producing and adding more elements to your music, all right? Who are your favorite? I would ask you, who are your favorite music producers? Study their music, all right? See how they get down, and you will improve your production. All right, number 4, this is important. Work with other music producers who are more experienced than you. That's key. All right, that's very important. Work with other music producers who are more experienced than you are. All right, you only get better at it being around other producers who are more seasoned than you. Don't let them intimidate you. They're only better than you because they spent more time doing what you're trying to do. All right. Sometimes when you work together, you both can add value to one another. It just matters on the relationship. But if you get a chance to work with someone else on a higher level, jump at that opportunity. If you get a chance, not everybody has the time to work with another producer or work with somebody or mentor someone. Everybody doesn't have that time. So you have YouTube, you have podcasts. you can try that. But if you can physically get in a studio with another music producer, and just to watch how they get down, watch them closely, check them out. They will show you techniques and new ways of doing things. Iron sharpens iron. Okay, so that's that. Number 4, practice, practice, practice. Gladwell wrote a book titled Outlier. All right. In the book, he says it takes 1,000 hours of intense practice to become a master at something. All right. Take anyone in the world. If they are great at what they do, it's probably because they spend a great amount of time perfecting their craft. Period. You probably didn't see them in the studio. You probably didn't see them acting. You probably didn't see them, swimming or shooting basketball or whatever they were doing. Okay, but when you saw them doing what they do, and you see, man, this guy is great. They spent a lot of time practicing doing what they love and what they wanted to perfect. Okay, all right. On to number 5. Discipline is key. Pick a time every day, 1 to 2 hours a day. All right, or every 2 days, 1 to 2 hours. Pick a time every day and stick with it. All right. I don't care. Just be consistent at it. Be consistent. And eventually, every day while you're working on what you're doing, you're going to become better at it. And eventually you will master it. In the world of music, with producers, we call them super producers. That's where you get the name from, super producer. You don't just get that name. You have to earn that. And it takes discipline to get there. All right. All right, let's revamp. Be inspired. All right. Listen to different genres of music. Work with what you got. Don't go get into a lot of debt at first, trying to become a music producer and spending money that you don't have. Study. Network with other producers or people doing the same thing that you do. All right. And last, be disciplined. Be disciplined. Stick with it. A time every day or every other day. Just make sure you're consistent at it. All right. And if you're looking to begin, if you're a beginner and you want to get started producing music and get paid from it, learn how to use the right equipment super producers use in the studio. You want to learn how to create your first dope beat and make money from it, learn how to sell it. Check out the Producer's Blueprint. All right. I created a work case study. It's free. You can go to aspireproducerslab.com if you're listening on your favorite podcast. All right. aspireproducerslab.com. All right. Or you can look in the description below if you're on YouTube and hit the link to watch the free workshop I prepared for you. All right. Get started today. That's it for today, friends. Subscribe to see the next valuable video. Come in and share. Hopefully this will assist you in your music production career. And let's go make some life-changing music. Hope you have an amazing day. Let's get it. It's Trey Boy. I'm out.